You wake up, check the weather, answer a message, take a photograph, read the news, play music, and check your email. One object does all of it. The remarkable part is not that your phone can perform these tasks. It is that you barely notice. Now rewind to January 8, 2007. For most people, a phone was still mainly a phone. Some devices handled email, music, maps, or a reduced version of the web. But Apple had not yet shown its vision of the smooth, touch-first pocket computer we now treat as ordinary. The next morning, Steve Jobs walked onto the Macworld stage. Boom! Apple unveiled the iPhone. It would not reach American stores for another 5.5 months, and it would take years to reshape everyday life. Yet in one presentation, the public saw a new answer to a question the mobile industry had been asking for years. What should a phone become? On January 8th, mobile life was already sophisticated, but fragmented. A commuter might carry a phone and an iPod. A traveler might use a printed map, a GPS unit, or directions prepared before leaving. A camera was often separate. Mobile email was especially associated with BlackBerry users and other business customers. Contacts and calendars were commonly synchronized with a computer. Phone browsers existed, but small displays, slow networks, simplified pages, and complicated menus often made them feel like a compromise. Not everyone lived this way. BlackBerry, Palm Treo, Nokia smartphones, and Windows mobile devices already combined communication, software, and internet features. The iPhone did not invent the smartphone, the touchscreen, mobile email, the camera phone, or applications. That fact makes the story more interesting, not less. Many leading phones were built around fixed controls, number pads, directional keys, small QWERTY keyboards, and sometimes a stylus. Those controls could be excellent for calling or typing, but they occupied permanent space and stayed the same across different tasks. Apple's proposed solution was to let software change the controls. Instead of placing a keyboard below the screen, the iPhone placed most controls on one large QWERTY display. Buttons could appear when needed and disappear afterward. The same glass could become a keypad, album, music library, map, or browser. Today, that sounds obvious. On January 8th, it was not the dominant expectation. We cannot responsibly reconstruct a dramatic final night inside Apple from public evidence. Outside the company, January 8th ended without consumers seeing, buying, or testing the device. The ordinary mobile world continued. Calls, texts, physical keys, synchronization cables, separate gadgets, and competing ideas about the phone's future. Then came the keynote. Jobs presented 3 products: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a mobile phone, and an internet communications device. He repeated the list until the audience understood the trick. They were not 3 devices, they were 1. The reveal mattered because the combination was not only about putting more features in a smaller box. Convergence phones already existed. The stronger idea was that a phone could be organized around a flexible software interface rather than a fixed arrangement of hardware controls. The demonstration made that idea visible. Users could tap names to call, scroll with a finger, and pinch photographs or web pages. Visual voicemail displayed messages as a list instead of forcing callers to listen in sequence. The phone integrated contacts, email, photos, music, Safari, search, and Google Maps. Its multi-touch system was designed for direct finger input, without requiring a stylus. The web ambition was especially important. Many phones could access the internet, but Apple presented browsing as a central large-screen experience, with familiar pages moved and enlarged by touch. The phone was shown as an adaptable software environment that also made calls. But the stage presentation could not remove the practical uncertainty waiting outside. The announced American prices were $499 for 4 gigabytes and $599 for 8, with a 2-year carrier plan. Singular, soon operating under the AT&T name, was the exclusive United States carrier. There was no physical keyboard. The original model used the slower Edge network instead of 3G. It had no built-in GPS, and there was no app store for native third-party applications. Contemporary reviews praised the interface while criticizing slow data, limited software extensibility, and slower text entry than hardware keyboard phones. Business users had reasons to hesitate, especially over the virtual keyboard, high price, slow cellular data, and restricted software ecosystem. Established manufacturers also had reasons to doubt whether Apple could compete in a market they already understood. And on January 9th, nobody had purchased one. The iPhone went on sale in the United States on June 29th, 2007. Apple said it sold its millionth unit 74 days later. Significant, but far from universal. The larger transformation required later iPhones, faster networks, lower prices, international distribution, competing platforms, and millions of people changing their habits. One major missing piece arrived in July 2008. The App Store gave developers a marketplace for native applications, turning the iPhone more fully into a platform that could expand after purchase. Navigation, games, banking, social media, work, and travel moved into phones through software, not all at once and not through Apple alone. So what permanently changed during that presentation? Not the existence of smartphones, not the entire mobile market overnight, and not every person's behavior the next morning. What changed was the expectation. After the iPhone, a premium phone increasingly had to feel responsive to touch. Its interface had to adapt to the task. The web could not remain a decorative extra. Software mattered as much as antennas, buttons, and industrial design. Competitors would answer in different ways, but the center of gravity had moved toward the screen. Now return to this morning. You checked the weather, opened a map, took a photograph, read the news, played music, checked your email, and sent a message without thinking about the separate devices those actions once required. The iPhone did not create every one of those functions. Its deeper achievement was helping make their convergence feel inevitable. January 8th, 2007 was the last ordinary day before the public saw that expectation take shape.